guys, welcome to today's class. I'm going to give all of you a couple of minutes to join in, and those of you who are joining in, please do let me know where you're joining from. It'll be nice to know, and looking forward to doing this class with you. For this class, all you will need is a mat, and if you have 2 blocks, that'll be great, but definitely grab hold of a towel or anything to cushion your knees, because we will spend some time being on our knees for this class. Alright, looks like people have started joining in. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Hi Sachin. Alright, somebody's joining from Portugal. That's wonderful to know. I hope you guys are doing good. Raigar from Iran. That's lovely. Okay, people have started joining in, so I will begin with the class. I'm going to turn off the comments just for this period, and after the class is over, I'm going to turn them on again so we can get chatting and understanding, or if you have any questions, then that is alright too. Just give me a second for that. Alright, I can see Gujarat. I think I seem to have forgotten how to turn off commenting. Alright, turning off comments now. Great, so let's begin with the class. Meet me on your mat. For those of you who are joining in a little later, just grab hold of a towel or anything to help you cushion the knees later on in the class. We are going to begin with a breathing practice. Just a couple of breaths to get us centered and get ready for the class. So you can watch the first round. On an inhale, take your hands all the way up, coming all the way onto your toes. And then as you exhale with control, bring your hands and your heels back down. Notice my hands and heels come back down at the same time. So it's not like inhale and then exhale, drop. It's a controlled movement. So join me now for 5 rounds. Inhale, take the hands up. And exhale with control, slowly bring the hands and the heels down at the same time. Inhale up and exhale, release for 2. It's alright if you lose balance, just get back in with me again. Inhale up and exhale, 3. 2 more to go. Inhale and exhale down for 4. One more time. Inhale and exhale, come back down for 5. Great. This is a good way to just get your breath and body aligned and ready for the practice. We are going to do 3 sun salutations just to warm ourselves a little bit for the practice that's to come. We're going to do Hatha style sun salutations. You can watch me or join me from the first round itself. Ekam, inhale and exhale here. Dve, inhale, arch back. Trini, exhale and bend forward. Come up only halfway down right now. Don't go into your full forward bend. Inhale, right leg back. Knee can be down or up, your choice. Exhale, left leg back into plank. Knees down, chest down. Chin or forehead on the floor. Inhale, slide forward into Bhujanga. Exhale into Bhudara. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left leg forward. Half forward bend only. Inhale, come up. Look up where the thumbs meet. And exhale, release. On the left side, Ekam. Inhale and exhale. Dve, inhale, take your hands back, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, right leg back. Knees down, chest down, hold your breath. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujanga. Exhale, push back, Bhudara or downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. That's 1 round complete. Let's just do 2 more rounds here. Ekam, Dve, inhale. Trini, exhale. Now you can start going deeper into your forward bend. Trini, inhale. Chatwari, exhale, plank, knees down. chest down, chin on the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push back. Inhale, right foot forward comes again, gently. Exhale, left foot forward, maybe a little deeper into your forward bend here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. On the left side, Ekam, Dve, Trini. See if you can bring your hands all the way to the floor. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, plank, knees down, chest down, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Just one more round of sun salutations to go. Ekam, Dve, inhale. Trini, exhale. Chatwari, inhale, right leg back. Exhale, left leg back. Knees down, chest down, chin on the floor or forehead, your choice. Inhale, Bhujanga. Exhale, Bhudara. Inhale, right foot forward between the hands. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, look up. And exhale, release. Last one. Ekam, Dve, Trini, Chatwari, Pancha, plank. Shut, knees down, chest down, chin on the floor. Hold your breath. Sapta. Inhale as you come up in Cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, look up. And exhale, release. I hope you're feeling warmed up. Sun salutations are such a great way to just get the whole body prepared for asana practice. So we are going to do a modification of forward bend, a standing forward bend. Just watch the first one and then you can work with me on this. We are going to do 5 reps of this. So what we're going to do is inhale, take the hands up, and as I exhale, I'll bend the knees, bring the torso parallel to the floor and take my hands back as if it's an aeroplane. Alright, inhale and exhale back. These are actually called airplane arms. Inhale and exhale back. The key here is, just you can see, my spine is parallel to the floor, it's not rounded. In order to get the spine parallel to the floor, I am bending the knees so the stretch goes away from the hamstrings a little bit. Go to the level that is comfortable for you. Maybe it is here today. Just remember the goal is to get here, not here. This rounding of the shoulders, I do not want. So join me for 5 reps of this. Inhale and exhale back. Hold this for a second. For 2 seconds, be here. Feel the engagement in the backs of your legs. Inhale, reach up as if you want to touch the ceiling with your fingertips. And then as you exhale, hold whichever level, maybe here. Choose a level, hold that. Breathe here and then rise up. Exhale for 3, hold. You should feel it in the backs of the legs. If not, maybe you need to come a little lower or straighten the knees just a little bit. But spine is more important. I want the spine straight. Let's go up. What number were we on? Let's do round 3. Exhale for 3, hold. Each time we come into this, we are holding it for a little longer. Core is strong and pulled in to protect your lower back. This should not happen. Keep the navel pulled in so you have a nice strong support for your spine. Rise up. 2 more to go. Exhale. It's a very powerful posture. If you're doing it right, you should be feeling it. It's a good way to start building strength for some of the postures that we typically do in a yoga practice. Look up, last one. And last one, you can, if you would like, bring your hands to the floor or onto blocks, whichever one is comfortable for you. Keep the knees bent, hands on the floor or maybe on the shins. Choose something that works for you and then slowly work on straightening one knee and then the other. Slowly, maybe you need to come up a little more, then do that. If you want, you can even keep your hands on a chair or a table like this, so it will allow you to move this way with a little more control, or you have the blocks. Spend here just moving intuitively in a way that feels good to you. Take this time to be free from my instructions, just moving in a way that you would like, finding little more space in the backs of the legs, one step at a time. Anytime you feel ready to bring the hands a little lower, go for it. And then let's just stop and hold this position right here, whichever level we are at. Now remember, don't do this. Spine is well aligned and you can even be on your fingertips, on blocks, on a chair, against a wall. This is the alignment of the spine at all times, not this, right? So be here with me for 3 more counts. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale completely. Bend the knees, plant your hands on the floor, go back into downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, make sure that your weight is on the thumb and the index finger area of your hand, not on the little finger area. And make sure your shoulders are strong. They're not sinking in like this. They are turned in. Let me show it to you from this side. Yes. So in downward facing dog, shoulders are not like this. Shoulders are like this. Elbows facing forward and my armpits trying to face each other, not outside. Just hold this for 3 more breaths. If it's very difficult, again remember you can always bend the knees and then straighten one knee at a time. Anytime you're doing forward bends in yoga, always feel free to modify by bending the knees to take the pressure away from your spine. Let's just do 1 deep breath here. Inhale and exhale completely. And then bring the knees down and come into this tabletop position. We are going to do what I call scapular push-ups. We are going to start working on the shoulders and the hips now. In scapular push-ups, let me show you from here again. What I want to do is, first I want to inhale, bring the chest close towards the floor, drawing my shoulder blades together. And then as I exhale, I round the spine or the shoulders, pushing the ground away. Inhale, if you can see my shoulders, and exhale back. Essentially, what I'm doing is, when I inhale, I am drawing the shoulder blades together like this. When I exhale, I'm pushing the ground away and rounding the back like this. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's get into it. Let's do 5 of these. Inhale, sink the chest towards the floor. Exhale, push the ground away. Inhale and exhale for 2. Keep your core strong. Don't let the spine be like this. At all times, this part is engaged. Your navel is pulled into the belly. You're breathing more into your chest. 3 more to go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and 1 more. Inhale, chest towards the floor, and exhale, round the spine and hold it here. Hold it for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. You can sit back, rest a bit, give your shoulders a little break. I'm going to move into now the upper back or your thoracic spine with a mobility drill. So let's see what that's going to be like. Take a break if you would like. You can just watch the first round. So again, from here, make sure you have nice 90-degree angle at the shoulder and the hips when you're in this tabletop. On an inhale, take your hand all the way up as if you want to touch the ceiling again with your fingertips, and exhale, bring it down like this. You can also do this with the hand behind the head, can get a little bit more difficult. So as you inhale, you look up. As you exhale, get the elbows to touch. Inhale, look up. Exhale, elbows to touch. So let's begin. We will do 5 rounds. I'm going to do the straight hand version. You choose a version that is more fun for you, alright? Play around with the practice a little bit. Let's begin. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale for 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale. That reaching action is very important. You want to lift, you want to engage the body. Exhale, back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach, and hold for just a count of 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's release this and repeat this on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back to neutral. Check in with the shoulder. This is not going like this. The shoulder is strong and I'm pressing into the floor, not sinking into the floor. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, reach with the fingertips. Exhale for 3. Inhale, up. Exhale, 4. Last one. Inhale, up. Hold up for a count of 3, 2, 1, and release. Alright, I hope you're feeling good. Just sit back in Vajrasana or any asana of your choice, or restorative one. We are going to move into a little bit of hip work now before we put the two together. The first one that you can watch while you're on a break is going to be a little bit of hip activation. For that, I want you to slide your leg out exactly in line with the knee. So my right foot is out in line with my left knee. I want you to stay close to the ground, swing it back, all the way back that you can, and then bring it back forward, sliding it again in line with the left knee. Alright, breaks over, get to it. Join me in this position. Get your right foot out in line with the left line. Let's do 5 rounds of this. Inhale, lift, and exhale, back. Inhale to one side. Exhale, staying low. 2. Inhale as far back as you can go, and exhale back for 3. Inhale and exhale back for 4. Last one. Inhale and exhale back for 5. And let's get back in. Moving to the other side. Left leg out in line with the right knee now. 5 rounds. Inhale and exhale. Checking with this shoulder now. So what happens is, if I'm here, as I move, I may tend to lean towards this. Avoid that. Keep the body strong, keep it aligned. Try to minimize shaking and movement like this as you move the hip. So we did 1, I think, so 4 more to go. Inhale and exhale back for 2. Inhale, exhale back for 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Last one. Inhale and exhale back for 5. Come back to a neutral position and lie down on your mat on your belly. We are going to do YTAWs, which are really good exercises. Again, since we're focusing on mobility for the first part of the class, we are going to do this before we move on to holding asanas. So let's come on the mat. Hands are in front of you. I'm going to slide back so you can see what I'm doing. Make sure your backs of the feet are pointing back and you are pressing them into the floor. Navel is pulled in, so your body is strong. I'm going to keep my hands out, making a Y shape, keeping the thumb facing up. Palm is not down, thumb is facing up, forehead on the floor. From here, I want you to lift your hands up 5 times, which is inhale up, exhale down, inhale up slowly, exhale down. If you notice I'm doing these slowly, I'm not working on momentum, I'm not doing something like this. I'm not throwing my hands up in the air, I'm lifting them up with control and bringing them back down. That is what is going to help you improve your posture. So work on that, don't use speed, use control. So join me. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and hold up. 5th one, hold up for a count of 3, 2, 1 and release. Making a T with the hands now. So my hands are perpendicular to the body. Again, forehead on the floor, lift up for 1, 2, slowly with control, 3, 4, 5th one, hold up for the count of 3, 2, 1 and release. Moving to the A. So this time my hands are pointing back and I'm going to work as if I want to bring the pinky fingers to touch and release. Trying to get the pinky fingers to touch and release. Let's do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and hold up for the last, for a count of 3, 2, 1 and release. Finally making a W with the hands. So my elbow is bent at 90 degrees, elbow is in line with the shoulders and we are going to lift the elbow and the hands up, thumbs continue to face up. Just watch the first one. Inhale, lift, exhale down. Inhale, lift, exhale down. Remember, it's not about the speed, it's about control. So 5 more to go. 1 and back. 2 and back. 3, 4 and 5th one, hold up for a count of 3, 2, 1 and release. Take a few moments here just to breathe. Taking a little breather every once in a while in the class is always good. We are now going to move into some hip work. So from here I want you to rise up. Coming on to your downward facing dog. From here I want you to bring your right foot forward between the hands, left knee down. Now is a good time to grab hold of the towel or something to help you cushion the knees. So use that, whatever you have, to place it under the knee if you need to, otherwise it's fine to work without that. And we are going to do the first movement. Just watch this one. This is the last set of movement for the first half of the class. We are going to move into static postures after this. So join me. In this one, I want you to take the hands all the way up as you inhale, and as you exhale, you twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist. That's, the movement. The posture that I want you to be careful about is don't go so deep into your full lunge position. Come up. Try to maintain a 90-degree angle, but if you're really flexible, you can come a little ahead. but even this is good. This is actually even better because this will help you find greater foundation and a deeper twist as you move. And it is the unsupported twisting action. You're not using a twist with your, you're not using your leg or your elbow to twist. You're using your own strength to twist. And to do that, the stronger your foundation, the lower body, the safer and better it is for you. So avoid this. Alright? Coming into a nice Anjaneyasana position. Join me now. Inhale up. Exhale, twist as much as you can. Inhale up. Exhale for 2. Inhale. And exhale deeply for 3. Twists always feel so good. Inhale up. Exhale for 4. Inhale. And exhale for 5. On this one, bring your left hand to the floor. Right hand stays up. Come into this modified twist. Now you can widen the distance between the foot and the knee. You can go into a little bit of a deeper lunge and hold this. Check in with this shoulder. Don't do this. Shoulder should be back in this socket. Posture should be well controlled. Look up towards the thumb or the index finger of the top hand. You can even keep your left hand a little wider. So if it's wider away from the body, you can have more space to twist. You can even come on to the outside edge of this foot. But if you're doing this, keep the foot flexed, which means don't let the foot be like this. Reduce the angle here. So a flexed foot is this. Reduce the angle here and then go into a little deeper twist for 5 breaths at your own pace. If this is making you uncomfortable, please come back here and hold this version. 4 more breaths. Keep breathing deeply, mindfully. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Bring both the hands on the inside of the right foot. Then bring your right hand on the outside, coming into this lunge. Lift up. Go back to downward facing dog. And breathe here for a couple of moments. If you would like, you can even rest in child pose, or you can just be here in downward facing dog. We are going to repeat this on the other side now. So bring the left foot forward. Again, use your cushion or towel to rest your knee. Rise up, coming into 70% of your total lunge capacity. Don't go to 100. About 70%, 60% of your lunge. Lift your hands up and let's do the twist. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale 2. Inhale up. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. On the 5th one, you know what to do. Bring the right hand down. Left hand stays up. Come into this modified lunge twist. This is the point where if you are here and you can go up till here, go for it. You can even place your right hand a little bit on the outside so you have more space to twist and open the chest. Look up. 5 breaths here. You can always move on to the outside edge of the left leg to go a little deeper into this twist to come into dragon pose, which is a variation of Utthana Prishthasana. Let's hold for 4 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Just like that at your own pace. 3 more breaths. We've done a lot of shoulder work. We are going to move into a lot of hip work. All of this is being put together to gradually help you move into these poses. There is no point in just jumping into stretches without preparing the joint for the complete range of motion, and that is what we are trying to do today, to keep these postures safe for you and also relevant for you. Without that range of motion, stretching is not really as useful to us in our day-to-day life. Alright, come back into that lunge posture, and from here let's move back into downward facing dog. Alright, from here again we are going to repeat this. Bring the right foot forward, bring the left knee down, and we are going to move into Anjaneyasana, cat-cow. We know cat-cow. Cat-cow is the spinal movement. We are going to do it in this posture. To make it a little easier, you can place your hands on your quad, and as you inhale, maybe I should turn a bit. Yeah, you'll be able to see it better now. As you inhale, look back, shoulders roll back into that cow-like position, and then as you exhale, push away, trying to round the spine. Okay, cat, that was cow, sorry, and cat. So let's just do these 3 times. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, cow. Inhale and exhale, cow. Cat. Inhale, this can get so confusing. And exhale, cow. Now I want you to hold this cat posture. Oh my god, what am I doing? Hold this cat posture right here for 5 breaths. The moment you come into this position, you're going to feel a strong activation in your left hip flexor, and that is what I want. So hold that. As you're pushing this forward, you should feel a stretch in the quads, and hip flexor is this area. This is the area that should be feeling it. Hold it for 2 more breaths in the cat posture. Yay, I got it right. Okay. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back down into this full lunge position now. If this is difficult, you can have your hands on 2 blocks. Just be here a couple of breaths and then come back up. I'm just doing that to help release any pressure from your knee. This is the last one here. Now I want you to bring your right elbow on your right quad. Take the left hand up and bend towards the side like this. From the front, it's going to look like this. And if you have the flexibility, you can bring this hand down towards the floor or on a block. Again, in this position, what I want you to note is that the spine should not be leaning on the right quad. Spine should be perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. That is when you will feel that stretch in that hip flexor we are trying to release. Let's hold here for 5 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Choose a level that's comfortable for you. This is how you can use a block here. Or just bring your hand down like this, wherever is comfortable. Whatever is giving you that stretch. If you don't find that stretch, another thing you can do is, instead of this action in the spine, you can pull the navel in, point the tailbone down, and then bend to the side. You will definitely get a stretch right there. I think 2 more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more. And release. Go back to downward facing dog. Let your knee rest a little bit if it's feeling any kind of discomfort. And let's repeat this on the other side. Moving to cat-cow. Anjaneyasana variation. Let's do the cat-cow. Inhale and exhale to cat. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 1 more. Inhale and exhale, and hold this position now. This rounded spine, use your hands to push against your quads for 5 counts. This is the area that should be feeling it. 4, if you're doing it right. 3, 2, maybe a little longer here. A couple more breaths. I think we held it for a little longer on the other side, so I'm going to give you some more time here. And then release. Take a break. Coming into this lunge variation. Before we go back into Parshva Anjaneyasana, which is a side bend like this. You know the drill now. Hold the position with me for 5 breaths this time. Again, feel free to choose any variation that gives you that brings your awareness to this area in the body. Remember, like I said last time, if you're not feeling the stretch, make sure your torso is above the knee, and then pull the navel in to tuck the tailbone and then bend to the side. You will engage it. And 3 more breaths. Last one. Nice deep breath in and release. Bring the hands down, go back to downward facing dog. We've done a little bit of opening for the hips. Let's go a little deeper into them. We are going to come into a variation of lunge. So I'm going to show it to you on the other side first. So I'm going to bring the left foot forward, bring the right knee down, and I'm going to come into this variation of the lunge. So what did I do? This was right here. I take my right heel back and I come into this. So my left foot is pointing forward and my right foot is pointing back. And what I'm going to do is place your hand onto your hip, and then as you exhale, try to bring your hip towards the front heel. Inhale, push back. Gently with the breath. Inhale and then exhale only as much as is possible. Lean in and go back. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, exhale, push. Inhale back for 3. Exhale, close up. Inhale back for 4. Exhale and back. 5th one. Exhale and hold this here for a count of 5. This can be a little intense, so only go as deep as is comfortable. 4, 3, 2, navel pulled in, 1, and come up. Let's add in a variation of side angle pose or Parsvakonasana here. So bring the hands parallel to the floor. As you exhale, try to get the left hand to touch the floor. Right hand goes up and release. Exhale, let's begin. 1, inhale up. Exhale, 2, inhale up. Exhale, 3, and that's it. Hold this here, this variation of side angle. If it's very difficult, you always have a block. Hold it like this, or place your hand on your quad and hold it like this. To make it more challenging, take your hand up overhead like this instead of here. Multiple variations. There's so many ways to make a posture fit your body. Remember, you don't have to get yourself to fit a posture. That often leads to injury. So feel free to modify, because any posture is a full journey in itself. You don't have to reach where you want to on day 1. 3 more here, breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, trying to access full lung capacity, whichever level you're holding the posture at. Last one. And release. Come up. Bring both the knees together. Take a moment in Vajrasana before we repeat this on the other side. You can transition from downward dog. I'm just going to move into it right here. Again, using your cushion. This time my right foot is pointing out and my left foot is pointing back. From here again, let's come into the posture. Exhale, lean. Inhale, back. Exhale, lean in for 2. Inhale, back. Exhale for 3 and back for 4 and back. Last one. Exhale, 5 and hold it here for a count of 5, 4. You can even close your eyes if you would like. 3. Hip stretches definitely are quite challenging mentally and physically. So it's a good time to close your eyes and observe your breath if you would like. 2 and 1. And come back up. Let's add in the hands for side angle, just 3 rounds. Then we hold the side angle pose. So come into this position and then exhale up, inhale back, exhale up, inhale back. Last one, exhale and hold this variation right here for 5 breaths. And we'll shift in a little bit so you can see the posture. I think I went out of the frame. Alright. About 3 more breaths. When you hold this position, try to avoid your chest facing down. The goal is to get the chest to face up towards the sky. So you should at least be facing forward, a wall or whatever is there in front of you. It should not be collapsing down. If it's collapsing down, come up and then use your elbow to get the chest to come in the right alignment. 1 more breath here. And then release. Bring both the knees together. Rest in Vajrasana for just a couple of moments before we move to rest of the practice. We are going to now move into some long held postures, starting with gate pose or Parigasana. It's going to get us into our legs, into our sides, a little bit into our adductors as well. So join in now. For Parigasana, we will start in this variation. Extend one leg out, right leg out. Take the left hand up and bend towards the side. So similar to what we just did, you can also exhale and bring the hand down. If that's not comfortable, keep it right here. And we'll be here for 9 breaths now. If this is really difficult, release the posture a little bit. Hold it to a level that you can actually continue or carry on for 9 breaths right here. Your own 9 breaths. Typically in Hatha Yoga, we don't time our postures, we time our postures with our breath. So you hold them for 5 breaths, 6 breaths, 9 breaths, and so on. That's also a way to maintain awareness of how we're breathing throughout the practice. So it's a very beautiful element to include even in your self-practice. Instead of timing, just count your breath. That also makes you aware of how your breath can become shallow in certain postures, but can be very deep in certain other postures. All of this is good information for your subconscious mind. So it's a good practice overall. To start counting our breaths. 9 breaths should be up. Let's switch sides, taking the left leg out now. At a comfortable level, taking the right hand up and coming into Parigasana or gate pose. My foot is flat on the floor. You can also lift it up. You can also bring the hands on the floor, but make sure this doesn't happen. Your chest should face forward if you're bringing your hand to the floor. 9 breaths at your own pace. If you can stay balanced, if you have a regular practice, you can close your eyes, but don't do it if you've never done it before. You can focus your drishti forward or up at the hand, the thumb of the upper hand. Drishti, your breath, your engagement of the body are 3 elements of any yoga practice, but they should be incorporated gradually. Drishti especially can make us very nauseous if it's a long practice. So if you are getting dizzy or nauseous, just relax your focus and just look ahead. Don't try to focus on the nose or the thumb or at the point between the eyebrows. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And slowly release, come up, bring the knees back down together. Come onto both your hands and your knees into this tabletop. Again, I'm going to slide out in a variation of side plank, which is also called Ardha Mandalasana. So I'm going to slide my left leg out, right leg straight, and come into this variation of side plank. I'll show it to you on the other side as well what I did. Slide my right foot out, left leg straight, hand facing up, shoulders strong. For this to be effective, my shoulder should be above the wrist. If it's somewhere here like this, it won't be effective. So shift the weight onto your hands, lift the left hand up, navel pulled in. To add more challenge, lift the left leg up or the straight leg up, your choice. And let's be here for 5 breaths only. You can also take the hand up overhead, point it away from the head to add a little bit of the side body into this posture as well. And while you're holding this, I want you to point your little finger towards the floor, just getting a little bit of your back muscles in. So instead of just hand being wherever it is, turn the fingers, try to get the little finger to face towards the floor like that. Yeah, I don't know if I was in the frame while I was doing that. You try and curl the hand to get the little finger to face towards the floor. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And release. The longer you hold this, the harder it gets. It's a very good way to build strength in the shoulders and the wrists for plank postures. So let's come on to the other side now. Again, you can turn the hand to point the little finger down, coming into this variation for 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, maintaining your shoulder above the wrist. Elbow crease is facing towards the fingers. It's not in like this. Your shoulder is back. So that means the crease of the elbow is facing there. You can drop the hand like this. Nice stretch in the full side body. 2 more breaths like this. And then slowly release. Let's come back down. Sit back in Vajrasana. And we are going to do one more last posture today, which is going to bring the shoulder and the hip work that we have done together into one pose. So come onto your hands and knees. Bring the right foot between the hands, on the outside of the right hand, coming into a little bit of a lizard pose. Bring your left hand out away from the left foot. We've done this before, so you know that. Inhale, take your right hand up. Exhale, bring your back heel in towards the hip, and if possible, open your right hand out. All of this is what we have already done, and see if you can grab hold of the back leg, back ankle. Even if it's not possible, that's fine. Just work on this, maintaining this isometric work right here. If you can, grab hold of it, hold it, and then pull the left heel towards the body. Again, you can come on to the outside edge of the right foot. You can even come on to the left elbow to get a deep, nice twist into this full dragon pose variation. This is not a posture that you have to do today. This is just, if you can, we have done the work to move into this posture. You can try it to the extent comfortable right now, which means even this is a very good way to do this. We are working on opening the body, and that's happening. That's all that we are going for. So choose your variation and hold that for 5 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, choosing a level that is comfortable for us. Putting everything that we have done till now into one pose, almost everything. Inhale and exhale for 2 more nice deep breaths. We're almost coming to the end of the class. and then very slowly release. Release the leg with control, don't let it ricochet off like that, with control at all times. Go back into downward facing dog. To repeat this on the other side, bringing the left foot between the hands, then taking it on the outside edge of the mat, bringing the right hand a little wider so we have more space, opening the chest out to that side, bringing the right heel in this time, exhaling and twisting, holding this here, but if it's comfortable, grabbing hold of the back leg, coming down on the elbow if I want, coming onto the outside edge of the left foot if I can, and then holding a variation of this position right here, whichever variation you would like, for 5 breaths. If you would notice, I'm almost on my right quad and not on the right knee, so that makes it a little easier. But if the flexibility is not there right now, then do keep some cushion under the knee if you so need. Allow the body to relax and open up as much as is comfortable for it today. Never force a pose. Never be in pain while doing any yoga posture or any kind of stretching. Always moderately challenge yourself. Don't torture yourself in a practice. One more breath. And then slowly, with control, release the hand and then release the leg. Go back to your downward facing dog. Bring both the knees down, widen the knees, sit back onto the heels and bring your head down, hands forward to come into child pose. If this pose is really difficult, you can even keep the hips above like this and bring your elbows down and work on this. Any variation that is comfortable for you, go for that. Take 2 to 3 deep breaths right here. Because we're keeping the knees wide, we have the opportunity to bring our chest towards the floor, to get a little bit more opening in the shoulders. So work on that, completely sinking towards the floor if you can. We're going to just release the scaps a little bit. So I want you to take your hand, slide it in, take the other hand forward, keep the knees wide, and then sink towards the floor like this. I'll show it to you from the front as well. So what are we doing? Knees remain wide. One hand comes across, simply lie down. Other hand comes forward and forehead on the floor. Just a variation of child pose. Only as much as is comfortable, remember. Maybe this is good enough. Maybe you can keep your elbows down and keep it here. Depends on what's comfortable for you. And let's switch. Taking the other hand in through like this. Bringing the right hand up ahead now. You know the posture very well. You just did it. So be with me here. Take this time to completely relax your breath and relax the body. Slowly come up. We don't have a lot of time left, so I'm going to give you one closing posture, which is Jatara Parivartanasana. After that, because Instagram does not allow me to continue a class more than 1 hour, I am going to stop the live session, but I'm going to come back live on again for any questions you may have. So don't go away. Do the last pose with me and stay with me for the Q&A session too. We will spend some 10 minutes in case you have any queries. Jatara Parivartan, bend your right knee, hug the right knee into the chest, take it over to the left side and extend your right hand out to come into this supine spinal twist. You are looking towards your hand. Both the right knee and the right shoulder are trying to be on the floor. So if I were to do it like this, this is what this should look like. This knee and the shoulder both on the floor. Take a few breaths here. Twisting is always a good way to end a class to help you reset your spine if there's any kind of discomfort. And we should find this pose easy today because we've done a lot of shoulder and hip opening. Let's repeat on the other side, pulling the left knee into the chest. Drop the left knee to the right side. Left hand out. Again, working on keeping the left knee as well as the left shoulder on the floor. If you have to choose, if you're not able to get both on the floor, I would suggest you fix your upper body and work on bringing the knee over time to the floor, but get the shoulders on the floor and then work on pulling the knee. Not pulling the knee, gently bringing the knee with regular practice over many days or weeks if so needed. And then release, hug the knees into the chest. Cross one knee over the other, grab hold of the outside edges of your feet to come into this Gomukh Asana or cow face-like position, which is here. So this is exactly your Gomukh Asana legs. You hold this here, switch, hold these here, as long as you need. And then you can move into Shavasana. You can hold the last two postures that I've shared with you, which are Jatara Parivartana or spinal twist, or even the supine Gomukh Asana. I'm going to open up the comments now. I don't think I have a lot of time left, but after that I'm going to restart just for a few minutes if you would like, and if you have any questions I would love to hear from you. Questions about the practice, something else, we can get chatting here. Or if you would like to just go ahead with Shavasana and some pranayama meditation, please do that. Apurva says hello. Hi Apurva. I hope you guys enjoyed the practice. How's quarantine treating you? I noticed earlier that there were people from Portugal and Iran as well, so I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are keeping up with your practices, and anything you want to share, I would love to know. Yeah, you can call cat camel cat cow as well. A lot of people call cat cow cat camel, so that's another name for it. Mr. Crazy Cool, save your live, ma'am. I don't know how. You have to figure that out. Excuse me. The live will be there for next 24 hours, but I have not yet figured out how to save it. Shobha says the class is really good. Thank you, Shobha. Thank you, Namita, for the beautiful class from Nirmiti, Ayunava Nirmiti. Thank you so much. अक्षय राठौर प्लीज़ टेल इन हिंदी मैम. अक्षय मैंने हिंदी में भी क्लासेस ली हैं और वो मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल youtube.com/yoganama पे आपको मिलेंगी, सो आप वो देखिएगा. मैं यहाँ पे एक लाइव सेशन भी हिंदी में करूँगी अगर आपको आप ज्वाइन करेंगे तो. इट्स वेरी फ्रूटफुल सेशन. भावेश, आई एम ग्लैड. भावेश, थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग. Shobha, I not live every day, Shobha, but I keep announcing my classes right here on my stories, so whenever you would like to join the class, if you would like to join, I can you can also just DM me your email IDs if you would like, then I can email my live schedule to you as and when I'm planning this. But you can find my classes on my YouTube channel as well as on the CureFit app, so those are the other two options to practice with me. Bhavesh says thank you for teaching. Thank you, Bhavesh, for joining in. Okay, the save option comes on top right corner. Right now I just see the end option there. Okay, let's see. Karishma says thank you, amazing. Thank you Karishma, that's so nice. Purva says daily live class will be very thankful. Yes, I know, but I have to plan that, and let's see if I can find the time to take daily classes. Vinita, as of right now I'm only taking classes over the weekends here, so that's what it is for now. Sachin says thanks ma'am for a wonderful yoga session. Thank you Sachin, that's very kind of you. We have somebody from Turkey. Lovely to have you. It's so nice that this one little phone can connect us to so many people, even though we are here locked into our homes, unable to go out anywhere, but here we are connecting. That's beautiful. Uma says thank you for this beautiful practice. I'm really happy to read that, Uma. Alright, please save the class.